Hey, what's up and hello. This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. So, the Never Ever Mets is back. For those who have been here since the beginning, you guys know that I reviewed the first season of the Never Ever Mets, and we will continue to review Never Ever Mets. And I must say, I think this season is going to be just as ratchet, if not more ratchet than the first season. So, hey, I'm here. I'm all for it. Do you understand me? All right. So, this is season 2, episode 1, Online Loves and RL Confessions. All right. So, yes, it's 11. Let me see. Hey, Veronica. Hey, Danielle. It's 11 p.m. Eastern, Veronica. I can't wait either. When is your love? Oh yeah, it's later on. It's later on. I was like, I'm gonna do 2 lives today. Let's see. I'm getting old, child. I was like, I gotta do 2 lives. So I'm gonna do this one, and then I'm gonna go to love after lockup. So yes. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna go individual by couple. We'll start getting into like really breaking down the episodes, but I'm gonna go couple by couple since they're doing the introduction to all of them this episode. So, of course, let's just start off with how they normally do it in the beginning. What they'll have is the girls, they're all meeting up and they're getting introduced to each other, and we kind of hear their backstories. But interesting enough, this episode, they had a man walk in. His name is Cinco. And I was a little confused on why he was walking in with the girl. So I was just like, is this going to be like our first same gender couple or whatever the case may be? But I guess the reason why is because Cinco's woman wanted to actually plan the first date. She didn't want him to plan it. She wanted to plan it. So that's why he walked in with the girls. So with that being said, for those who maybe have not seen this show, it starts off with them introducing the girls, and then typically at that point, they're never ever met. Their significant others are planning their first day. Hey, Kay, how are you? How are you? So let's start off with the first couple that I want to talk about. Interesting enough, you guys, there's plenty of people on this show that's from Georgia, in specific Atlanta or the Atlanta area in LA. I was like, of course, the hardest places to actually find love and good, decent dates. Of course, you got people on here from Atlanta and LA. And so we have Brittany and Ty. Ty, I believe, is from LA. Brittany is from Houston. Hey, ZZ. Yes, couldn't wait for your review. Oh, I'm so happy you couldn't wait for my review. I couldn't wait to actually talk to y'all about it. But yeah, so they're both they've been dating for 3 months, which I think they're like the lowest out of all of them. They're like the ones who just started 3 months ago. She is from Houston. I believe she has a son. He does not have any kids. Immediately, I thought he was the ultimate cornball. I don't know about y'all. I thought he was corny as hell. But hey, some women like corny. I don't, but some women like corny, but he definitely does seem like a cornball. They end up going on a boat or whatever the case may be, and they seem like they had a good time. They were actually in Long Beach because I saw the Queen Mary in the background. So yeah, they had a good time. I right now have no interest in this couple. They're just okay for right now. So we'll have to see. Nothing really stood out to me as far as this was concerned, besides the fact that she has a child and he doesn't, and that he's corny as hell. But other than that, we'll have to wait and see what comes up. Of course, when we see the previews, it looks like there is definitely some conflict amongst them. But right now, they're just pretty much going through the flow of everything. So we'll see how that goes. So moving on. Tatiana, and his name is Cleavasier. And at first I kept hearing Cleavasier. And I said, like the liquor? I said, what? And then I was like, oh, it's Cleavasier. Hell no. I Cleavasier, y'all. I've heard some names in my lifetime, but Cleavasier? Yeah. Well, Tatiana's from LA and Cleavasier is from, I think, Lawrenceville, Georgia is what I saw. So again, a LA, Georgia situation. They have been dating for 8 months. Okay. He took her horseback riding. Thought it was cute. Only thing that I will say about him is that he seems a little too I'm willing to do whatever I can to get you, even if it is to change everything that I like. For example, yeah, Pastor Cleavasier for real, ZZ. Hey, Southern Belle. I agree. Ty would get on my nerves after a while. Yeah, he seemed very, very corny. Very corny. Riverdale, I thought I saw L Lawrenceville, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, maybe it was Riverdale, but I thought it said Lawrenceville, Georgia. Ever heard that name? No, I ain't never heard that name. Never ever met, never ever heard that name. Not Cleavasier. One thing I will say is, I guess apparently Tatiana is vegan. And he said he has plenty of friends who are vegan, but he's not vegan. But he almost made it seem like he was willing to go vegan for her. I don't know how I feel about that. If you're not willing to go vegan because of you and what you want to do, like it almost seems like you're trying to do whatever you can to kind of keep her or try to make sure that she's attracted to you. So therefore you're trying to change so then she can like you more. That's the way that it kind of came off to me. But she ended up playing his ass because he was trying to kiss her and she was like, yeah, nope, no kissing on the first date or whatever. But we'll have to see how that goes. She's a beautiful girl. Here, yeah, I know they have that, but at the same time, no, I don't know about somebody changing. That's just like, to me, I like bacon, and I wish a man would tell me, because he don't eat pork, I shouldn't eat pork. You can kiss my piglet ass. I'm going to eat pork if I want to eat pork. Now, if I decide to make the decision to do it on my own for my own reasons, then I'll do it. But I'm not changing what when you started liking me, you know I was eating the damn bacon. So it is what it is. But when he said that, I was just like, okay, whatever. I think you're going to say whatever you can, do whatever, say whatever to try to sit up there and keep this woman. But we'll see how that goes and how long that will last. But he tried to kiss her, whatever the case may be. And she was like, absolutely not. Get your ass away from me. But we'll have to see how that goes. I don't know. What do you guys think about this couple? I feel like most of the couples are blah. There's only two couples really that I'm quite interested in. You know what? I'll say three. I'll say three couples that I'm interested in, but we'll see how this goes. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in. We got another Haitian brother, y'all. Ervin. He's a Haitian brother. For those who sat up there and saw the first season, there was a Haitian guy who looked like Master Splinter. He kind of looked like a rat in the face. He was an asshole. I did not like him. But yeah, with that being said, he was really quick to say he was Haitian and he wanted a Haitian woman. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about this so far. As soon as he said that he wanted to show her, you know what I'm saying, his Haitian culture, I was like, this sounds like Master Splinter from last season. But I'm gonna give him a shot. One thing I do like is that he said, you know, I want to show you, you know, the Haitian culture. I'm gonna show you this Haitian dance. She said she was a little too uncomfortable. Her name is Alicia. She was like, I'm a little uncomfortable getting with all of this touching and being so close so soon. But after a certain point, she said she felt positive. She felt safe. So, you know, she said, so far, so good. This is going to be a beautiful situation. However, we do see in the previews, she says something to piss him off and he walks away. So we'll definitely have to see when it comes to that. Come on, Chris, you know you'll give up bacon for no, the hell I won't. I'll give up bacon for me. Now, if the doctor tell me I got some high blood pressure or something like that, then yes, I will consider the less sodium. But no, If you knew I like bacon when you started liking me, why I'm gonna switch up now? Absolutely not. I don't see it for you call them clave. Kay said Clave and Tatiana. Yeah. So far, a lot of these couples are bored, but this is just the introduction. The introduction so far. So I'm not gonna, hold them too much to anything at this point. This is just the intro. But yeah, so definitely with them, we'll have to see. But she seemed to be really uncomfortable at first with them dancing and being so close. But I thought it was actually cute. And they looked at the sunset and stuff. I thought it was cute. But we'll have to see with them. So moving on. Now, this one might be interesting. Because if you guys put a one in the chat if you actually saw Never Ever Met's the first season. This Alexis lady reminds me of that other girl. I forgot what her freaking name was. She the one who had like the twist or something in her hair. She was an older woman too who did not look like her age, just like Alexis. Alexis don't look like her age either. But remember the one girl who was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs crazy? Y'all remember her? And like literally in the beginning, she sat up there and turned off the guy that she was dating. I forgot what her name was, but this Alexis girl is kind of giving me vibes of her. Y'all know who I'm talking about though, right? Like she immediately was showing her hand. You know what I'm saying? Like she was immediately showing her hand. Okay, so you guys, you know who I'm talking about then, because I see a lot of ones. Y'all know who I'm talking about. She had the twist. She was light skinned. And like immediately she turned that guy off. And even though he's trying to give her chance after chance, we all just realized she was crazy and she didn't need to be in no relationship. She needed a damn therapist. Well, this Alexis girl is kind of giving me those vibes or whatever the case may be. Alexis, she's 45, if I'm not mistaken, and he is 35. This guy, Chris, is on that. Are you serious? Oh, hell no. Damn. He was on Dallas season Ready to Love. What the hell? Hopping from reality show to reality show? Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Both Ready to Love and Never Ever Met. They're both on OWN. Why in the hell would OWN was this a slip up? Why would you have him literally go from one show to another on the same network and didn't think people was going to pick that up? Oh, hell. You know what? F it. I really don't give a shit about this couple. So at first I said 3. Now this is going to be 2. Okay, you know what? Never mind. What I will say is he did have a nice smile, but she was sitting up there saying that he was talking to some other girl or whatever. And, she was kind of hesitant because he was talking to another girl, but then he ended up coming back to her. And so they had their little first date on the beach. And she was like, don't you owe me something? Don't you owe me a public apology? And he was like, oh, yeah, I owe you a public apology because of the girl that I was dating. But at this point, I'm turned off by this. Now that y'all done told me he was on another damn reality show looking for love on the same damn network, on TV, I'm going to need y'all to do better. I'm going to need y'all to do better. Like, seriously. Even on the same network, y'all don't sit up there and make sure that y'all not crossing over people who've been on. That makes no sense to me. This just shows you now producers and networks are starting to get lazy as hell. How the hell do you have the same guy on your network on 2 different so-called looking for love shows? That makes no sense. She looks like his auntie. They do not match. Damn, ZC. He said, absolutely not. That look like the auntie. Well, as far as I see it, if he acting, then she probably acting too. So we'll see how this goes. It could be just like you said, and seen and cut, and we just gonna have to move on. So with that, I don't give a shit about this couple at this point. So Cinco and Jay. Cinco to me looks better on TV than this picture. This picture right here. Chat. This picture right here is tragic. I don't even know why they had the audacity to put this picture up here, but this picture looked tragic. as all hell. But Cinco and Jay, child, been dating for 5 months, okay? And Jay is the one who wanted to plan the date or whatever. She kept swearing that Cinco was not 6'7". We'll come to find out he is. But here's my issue with this damn Jay girl. They've only been talking for 5 months. Of course, they've never met before. But this chick decides that as soon as they get back to the house, she said, honey, I'm not staying with the girls. I'm staying with the guys in the guys' room with Cinco. And when we get back, we might as well just start getting our freak on and get the freaky tales going, because we might as well find out if we have chemistry or not. Why waste time? So this is your first time meeting him, and immediately you go into having freaky tales with him? Last time I checked, adults, chemistry is more than just freaky tales. In fact, you will want to know the chemistry is there without the freaky tales, so the freaky tales could be even better. What the hell are you doing? Sorry, turned me off immediately. Immediately. I was just like, girl, no test, not getting tested. I damn sure didn't see no plastic going in there, if you know what I mean. I didn't see nothing, you know what I'm saying, that like to protect themselves. What the hell is going on? Jay, like, what is this? Ugh, I was turned off by that. Some women do that, I guess so, but not this woman over here. Turned off by that completely. She literally said, let's get it on. Let's get it on. Might as well. We've been talking for 5 months via the internet. Might as well test the equipment to see if there's chemistry or not. Really? Okay, but yeah, we'll see how Cinco and Jay turn out. We'll see how that goes. And interesting enough, she has a child. Okay, she has a child. Gosh, man, like, what if your child sees this when that child gets older? Like, what is your son gonna think of his mommy? Like, I just don't understand how some of these women move, knowing that they have kids. Even the men too, and how they move. She wants to be the man in a relationship. Yeah, I see that. I see that in so many ways. She wants to be the man in a relationship. So we're going to see how that goes. But honestly, looking at this picture, Cinco does kind of look beta male-ish, to be quite honest, child. He looks scared as hell in this damn picture, like he was scared to smile. But we'll have to see with that. But yeah, I don't know how I was feeling with that situation. And she was just like, you know what? Let's just get to it. I got needs. He got needs. Let's get to it. Okay. We'll see how that goes, and we'll see if that still will be a turn on for Cinco, because a lot of men wouldn't find that as a turn on. They like to still kind of chase. So the fact that she was just willing to give it up like that, yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So let's move on. Now, this is kind of reminding me of the couple from last year. The one who had the nail polish. He had his freaking gel manicure popping. Diamond, and I forgot what his name was. But I like Kiki. Kiki seems to be a very sweet girl. She seems to be like really, really nice. She has a bubbly personality. And she is apparently a BBW model. I guess she actually works as a BBW model. And Brandon, they have been dating online for 4 years. All right. And so their first date is that he wanted to do a photo shoot with her. Interesting. But the thing is, not only did he want to do a photo shoot, he wanted to get her into some freaking lingerie. And she was like, first day and you want my booty out. I'm trying to overlook this, but okay, because he definitely did have her in some lingerie and some very tight-fitting clothes. But she was with it, took the pictures, or whatever the case may be. Now, one thing about Kiki, honey, Kiki like to pop them bottles immediately. As soon as she came in and met the girl, she was like, let's pop these bottles. I'm from the ATL. Let's pop these bottles. Let's do it. Let's do it. And it could be a nervous tick with her. It could be that she's nervous. She even mentioned that. But I think they're trying to make her out to be someone who drinks a little too much. So when she's on her date, after that, they sit down, they have their drinks, they have their food. And she mentioned that she was nervous. And she was like, I need a glass of drink. I need something to drink. And so she was talking about her nerves were bad. And he said, are you a drinker? And she says, I'm working on it. Okay. That's her response. She said, I'm working on it. And so he kind of was like, I'm a little thrown off. I'm a little hesitant by you saying that. And she said, what are you, the Prosecco police? She said, what are you, the Prosecco police? Who? What the hell? She said, absolutely not. Like, what, you gonna monitor me or whatever? And she was like, is this gonna be a problem for you? And he said, we can work on it. I said, we can work on it. Does she have really a drinking problem, or is she just nervous? I know a lot of people who are nervous and they drink to kind of just, ease their nerves. But I don't know, y'all. Do you think that she has a drinking problem? If somebody sat up there and said, are you a drinker? Or you ask someone if they're a drinker and they say that they working on it, would you automatically assume that they have a problem? Y'all let me know in the chat. I'm just asking. But yeah, she said she was working on it and he was kind of turned off. She was like, look, damn it, don't be policing me and my drinks. Like, I'm good. She was like, you didn't even pour a full glass. Like, it's all good. Yes to what, Veronica? You say that they say they working on it, that means they got a drinking problem. Okay, maybe. We'll have to see, though. We will have to see if she does have a drinking problem. Danielle said, yep, too. Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to see. I don't understand. To me, I don't think she had a problem. She asked for another glass, not the bottle, right? Right. And my whole thing is, like, it'd be one thing if you done seen her pissy drunk or something. Like, she's just probably nervous. Hi, Kadisha. No, I think she was just nervous. That's what I thought too. But the way that they already have her in the first episode talking about popping bottles and actually saying that, she's nervous and saying that she's working on it, I have a feeling that's where they're trying to go down the road with her. But we'll have to see. But I like them as a couple. I like them as a couple. I think he genuinely likes her. I think he actually genuinely likes big girls. There are guys out there who do like big girls, not trying to use them, but actually likes them. And I think he may be one of those guys. But again, we can't really determine based off of the first episode, but she seems to have a beautiful spirit. She seems to have a bubbly personality. She kind of reminds me of a young Nell Carter. Y'all remember Nell Carter? She kind of reminds me of Nell Carter a little bit. But yeah, she definitely gives me those vibes, and we'll have to see with her. Now, interesting enough, though, she says she's a BBW model. As someone who has been plus size and going back and forth with my weight, one thing I notice is that a lot of plus size women like to say that they're BBW models. And to me, unless you're getting paid and you can pay your bills with it, are you an aspiring? Like, that's like people out here saying they're an actor. Like, are you actually working? Like, and I understand you want to speak stuff into existence, but it's really making me wonder, like, what does her resume look like as far as a BBW model is concerned? I'm just saying. Like, what you working on, sis? Yes, give me a break. I didn't like him questioning her about her one another glass. He gives me judgmental. Yeah, that's why I said I'm just kind of iffy with it, because he was like, are you a drinker? I mean, I guess what's the definition of a drinker? Because, like, at the end of the day, I don't drink a lot. I may have a glass of wine every 3 or 4 months, if that. But if someone says, are you a drinker? Like, yes, I drink. I drink on occasion. So I don't know what he meant by that. Now, it's one thing if he said, are you an alcoholic? But you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe she meant I'm working on it, as in she's not really trying to just drink anymore, period. Because, of course, drinking can cause a lot of issues too. A lot of people want to stop drinking for their own personal reasons, not because they're an alcoholic, but we'll have to see. One glass can turn into 5 starting from the jump. Her response said it all, in my opinion. Is yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. One thing I will say though, as somebody who doesn't even drink that much, a bottle of wine is not that big, y'all. Like when you really look at a bottle of wine, especially the bottles that they have today, you can have 2 full glasses of wine and that bottle is damn near gone. So, I guess it just really depends. It really depends on the person and it really depends on their tolerance too. But we'll have to see. But this is an actual couple that I am actually interested in. We'll have to see how far it goes. Okay. And I want to know more about them. Does he have kids? Does she have kids? So I want to know more. But, child, a bottle is too much if you have a problem? Well, yeah, if you have a problem. Well, then again, if you have a problem, can a bottle even get you buzzed? If you have a problem, a bottle may not even be enough to get you buzzed. That may be juice to people who got a problem. But, child, let's get to the finale of it all, honey. Who, child? This one right here is giving ratchet times 1,000. Do you hear me? Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in. He had wine, but it was a problem because she had a second glass. Yeah, again, it could be nerves. We'll have to see. We'll have to see where it goes. But production likes to be slick with the editing. So the fact that it was mentioned twice already, I have a feeling they're going to try to express that there may be a problem. So this is Charli and Jared, okay? Charli and Jared have been dating online for 4.5 years. Interesting enough, okay? Interesting enough, they went to high school together. Charli is 2 years older than Jared. They didn't know each other in high school, but I guess they had mutual friends on social media and they connected that way, okay? So she begins to tell us the story and she swears this guy is the love of her life. The love of her life. Do you hear me, okay? So the love of her life, she said that one day though, she woke up and felt like he wasn't shit. And she had that women intuition that pretty much said, yeah, I think he ain't shit. And I think he's cheating. So I'm about to go out and get me some. She had an itch that needed to be scratched, okay? So, hey, Shada girl. Hey, girl. Oh, you about to watch it there? Yeah, catch the replay, girl. Catch the replay, and then I'll come to yours, too. But, yeah, so she was like, yeah, I had an itch that needed to be scratched. I felt like he was cheating anyways. So, I went out and, I had freaky tales with someone. And so, but now, I'm 8 months pregnant. And Jared doesn't know. So, in this 4.5 years, okay, she is pregnant this last year. He doesn't even know that she's pregnant. She hides it from him. While they FaceTiming and everything else, she hides it from him. But that ain't the only damn thing she has hid from him. Okay, this is why I say this damn internet can really catch your ass up where you don't really know people as much as you think you may know people. Okay, so she already dropped that. She dropped that immediately. She was the first person to be introduced on the show. Okay, now I don't know if Charli is mixed, if she's a white woman, like she easily could be a little bit of whatever at this point, but it doesn't even matter. What I do know is that she a hot ass mess and she don't need to be on this damn show. So literally when they were doing the audition tape, she was already talking about how she was 8 months pregnant, okay? But she is coming to meet the love of her life. And then she says when she is walking into the damn mansion that she had a baby a month ago. 1 month ago, she had her daughter. What in the hell are you doing on this show? You have a 1-month-old newborn at home, and you're too busy trying to be on this show versus you taking care of your child. I have a problem with that. So much so that she's so much of a new mama, she has to pump behind the scenes where Jared doesn't know. She has to pump her milk to get rid of it. Because it damn sure ain't going to her baby. I don't know where her baby at. Is her baby back in Dallas? Who is watching this child? But she has to pump and hide from him. So they go on their first freaking date. It's a nice little date or whatever the case may be. She happy to see him. She like, oh yeah, he's so fine. He look good. He's a snack. And he thinks she's beautiful also. And so at that point, they end up going back to the house. The production is helping her pump while she's pumping. Who is watching? Exactly, ZZ. We about to get into that. She is pumping her breast milk, okay? And so she feels bad, and I guess she finally says, Jared. Now, Jared is asleep on the couch. He's so caught off guard, he looked directly into the camera because he's trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And she's like, can you come outside? I want to talk to you. So they sit down. And this chick says, I want to let you know I was pregnant and I had a daughter a month ago. So while I told you I had hernia surgery, I was actually giving birth. Okay? Like I was actually giving birth. And so he's like, oh, hell. And he was like, I should have known. It used to be that we would FaceTime 4 or 5 times a day to like only be a 1 or twice a week or whatever the case may be. And she was like, yeah, but there's more. And so she says, well, you know about my 12-year-old daughter. I told you, about her. Told you about her. But I have 2 other kids besides the 12-year-old and the newborn. I have 2 other kids. One is 7 and one is 5. Mind you, it says they have been online dating for 4.5 years. So that 5-year-old was only a couple of months old, okay, when she started talking to Jared. And that 7-year-old was still in diapers. Now, why I find this very interesting, besides me looking at her like she crazy as hell, this just shows you that social media and all of that stuff, people can pretend, people can do whatever, because how do you manage to say that you were on FaceTime with her sometimes 4 or 5 times a day and you didn't hear the 7-year-old, the 5-year-old, or even the new damn baby? Where were these kids at when she was on FaceTime with you? Where were they? Was she going in her car while the 12-year-old was watching the kids? How is this even possible? I'm going to tell you something right now, Jared, and I don't even care what your secret is. At this point, this relationship is no relationship at all. To hide your kids like this and to hide a pregnancy, Jared, you need to run. She trifling. She's a natural liar. She's a professional liar. She will literally hide everything from you. If she can hide her own kids, which are supposed to be her prized possessions, mama bear mode, you should be proud to say you have kids. If she's willing to hide them, what else is she willing to hide? But he apparently got a secret too. Because he said in a confessional that Charli knows almost everything about him, but there is something she doesn't know. So while she's giving him all of this stuff and he's trying to take it in, he's like, hell, I'm still trying to get up. Like, I was asleep. I'm trying to, I'm trying to process that I'm still not in sleepy mode right now. And so she was like, yeah, so that's what's going on. And he's like, I should have known something was going on, but I got so much shit going on my damn self. Like, I got stuff going on. And so she's like, oh, well, what do you have? Like, what? What's going on with you? And then, of course, the episode goes off. We're not going to find out what's going on with Jared this episode. Hopefully, we'll find out next episode. Now, my question to y'all crew is, what do you think Jared's secret is? He in a relationship? He married? He getting a divorce? What do y'all think it is? Y'all let me know. And do you think it could be worse than what the hell she did? Had a baby right under his ass. Okay? And didn't tell him about the 2 kids in the middle and the newborn? Could there be anything worse than this? Y'all let me know. Like, let me know. Hey, Trina, the kids were not hollering. That's what I'm saying. How is that even possible? How is it even possible that you were able to hide these kids? And why hide them? Like, what was the whole purpose for you to try to trap him and have him fall in love with you so he can accept all 4 kids? Like, she's just giving me trifling as hell, but said that that's the love of her life. Last time I checked, the love of your life, you shouldn't be sitting up there lying to the love of your life like this. He cheated. He too has a baby on the way. Maybe. But to me, that's still not even. It may be even if it was like the 12-year-old he knew about, and then she got pregnant with this newborn, but totally not telling him about the 2 kids in the middle. It's still not even. It is still not even. So as far as I see it, she beats this round hands down. There's nothing to me that Jared can tell her that's gonna beat what the hell she just told him. What do y'all think? Do y'all think do you think he's going to still stick around with her? What do y'all think? This is I'm sorry. Let a man tell me something like this. Cut the cameras. Just like the last season when that first couple, when that DV situation went down and they was off by the end of the episode, I say this one needs to be done by the next episode. He didn't look mad. He looked shocked, but he didn't look mad, and it's probably because what he's about to tell her. But I still say she take the cake. How you not gonna tell me about 2 other kids? So you have 4 kids total. And I'm curious to know if he has any kids. So this is the love of your life, and you want to throw on the love of your life 4 mouths that he may have to feed? Trifling as hell. Trifling as hell. And I would like to know what the internet is saying about this damn girl. Because to me, there's no way in the world she's trustworthy. This is not a relationship. This is not a relationship. She's coming off scammer, liar, trifling. I would not deal with this woman, period. Because let's be clear, if a man did that, then no. But there's a difference between someone coming on the show pregnant versus being in a so-called relationship already and straight up having a pregnancy behind his back and having a baby behind his back. Totally different. That's 2 totally different things. You know what I'm saying? So that for me, especially if you're claiming, yes, I've been in a relationship with him for 4.5 years and he's the love of my life. So much for the love of your life. Sounds like an enemy to me. So yeah, so this is probably the most intriguing one right now. I have a feeling he's giving me simp vibes. I have a feeling they're going to stay on this show. I have a feeling they are. Especially considering the fact that they were the first couple that we met. Charli was the first person who came on the show. That usually means that's the drama that we typically have to follow. So I have a feeling they're going to stay on the show. I'm curious to see what he's going to tell her, though. I wouldn't want to be her best friend. Exactly. She gives lack of morals, integrity. I wouldn't trust her ass on any level. Like on any level. And I hope there are women out here giving this girl a pass on this, because let's be clear, if a man threw this to a woman, they will be calling him everything but a child of God. She needs that same energy. I wonder how many baby fathers she has. That's an interesting question in itself. You dang on right, ZZ. Because to me, the fact that she went out and had freaky tales and ended up getting pregnant, she made it seem like it was a one-time thing. You know what I'm saying? One hit it and quit it type of situation. She definitely ain't making it seem like they still, you know what I'm saying, in contact or whatever the case may be. So she could easily give me vibes that she got 4 kids by 4 different men. Easily. So, child, this is interesting. So yeah, this is going to be the main couple I'm going to watch. Not for love reasons, for ratchet reasons. And I'm here for it. I'm here for the ratchet. I'm here for them embarrassing themselves, because, child, if that ain't an embarrassment, I don't know what is. You know what ironic, these are women that will actually get a good man versus others that will never do that and get. Veronica, I'm going to put that up here and keep it up here for a minute, because you ain't lying. You are not lying at all whatsoever. You know that saying that's been around for a good 10 years at this point, hoes be winning? Right. It always be those guys who want to go after these type of women. But women who, you know what I'm saying, may have been married, had a kid or whatever, end up getting divorced or have no kids at all. Yeah. So I have a feeling his simp ass is going to stay around, especially depending on what he has to tell her. But yeah, there'd be no way in the world. I wouldn't even want to be friends with someone like this. Like, you know, Veronica was saying, I wouldn't even want to be friends with someone like this who didn't tell me all of this stuff, and we're in a friendship. We're in a friendship and you like literally tell me, oh, I just had a baby and I didn't tell you, and oh, I got 2 other kids. Even as a friend, I'll be like, no, I don't trust you, because that's just too many lies, like too many freaking lies. But you know, it is what it is. We'll have to see how this girl is ratchet as all hell. Ratchet. And I'm here for it, because here's the thing. If you look at her appearance right there, you would not get ratchet, right? You would think that she's just this nice, wholesome mother. Yeah, looks can be deceiving. Because, baby, if she ain't giving thought, ratchet, Zeus shit, I don't know what is. And how dare you leave your 1-year-old child? I'm sorry, I still have an issue with that. What mother leaves their 1-month-old, 1-month-old newborn baby to go on a freaking reality show? I don't care if it's only for 2 or 3 weeks. The fact that you still have to pump says you need to be with your child. This is the time for you to be feeding your child. This is the time you need to be bonding with your child. Not coming on this show trying to convince this man to still stay with you, even though you have 4 kids, 3 he didn't know about. She ain't gonna be able to ship that milk. The only thing that I could think of is that baby is somewhere in that house or somewhere in another hotel in LA, and somebody's watching them, and when they're done like filming, she goes to see that baby. I hope that baby ain't in Texas while she in LA, because you know they filmed this in LA. I hope that's not the case, but as trifling as she is, I wouldn't put it past her. Wouldn't put it past her at all whatsoever. The same mother that would lie about having exactly 2 additional kids. And there it is, Easy. There it is. So on that note, y'all, this is so far what we're getting with Never Ever Mets. We'll definitely have to see this episode. I would give it a solid C minus. I mean, it wasn't that great, but it's just an introduction. But I would say a C minus. The only reason why I give it a C in front of it is because of this couple and Kiki. All right. But we'll have to see who really brings it and who will actually stay together. I don't want to predict who's going to actually stay together because what I predicted last season, I completely missed the mark. It was Rat Face Splinter and his woman that stayed together. They were the only couple that stayed together. Everybody else has separated. So I don't even want to guess at this point which couple's possibly going to stay together. We'll just have to wait and see. I am hoping this season, though, they actually do a reunion with everyone in person and not do that Zoom reunion nonsense. That was annoying as hell. But with that being said, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all let me know what you think about this episode, what you think about this damn Charli girl, this Jared guy, and anybody else that you guys are interested in learning more about this season. With that being said, we will be back soon for the Love After Lockup review. But yeah, I'm quite curious to see how ratchet this season is gonna get. Cause baby, Charli started it off with the ratchet. She started off with the ratchet. She started off with all of that. I want to know what the hell she does for a living. What does she do for a living? Does she work? Or is she living off the system? I need to know. There's a lot of things I need to know about Charli at this point. Like, she could easily be baby mama living at home vibes and expect for a man to take care of her or be living off of them child support checks. I don't know, but I hope we're going to learn more about her, whatever the case may be, which is interesting because she used to play basketball. What the hell happened? I need answers. With her. She played basketball in high school. Typically, people who play basketball in high school, they're trying to make their way into getting scholarships, going off to college. I need to know more information about Charli. And I hope that therapist that they have on this show really kind of digs deep with her because there's something very mysterious and trifling about her, and I need more answers. But with that being said, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.